Sorry, they've given me an exact time and I just have to adjust everything so that I don't waste a single minute after that. And so I've literally written down the script and I'm just going to read it out. But it's been an amazing day. Thank you very much for, first of all, having us here. Um so I'm not really going to talk about our work. I think there was a very interesting panel discussion before this. And what I'm going to do is so somebody actually mentioned osmosis, and yes, the gentleman there, and I think that's exactly how we were born 15 years ago. So I'm just going to take you through 15 reflections that we've had through these 15 years. And they're just going to be our thoughts, our journey, our learnings, our mistakes. A lot of you could probably relate, maybe not. Maybe the young ones could actually see what's coming up. So here we go. So this presentation is really not about our work. It's more about our journey through our beliefs, breakthroughs, and the beauty of imperfection. All right, this does feel like a lot, and we're just getting started. So, 15 years ago, we really didn't have a roadmap when we began, just a vibe, a stubborn belief that we could figure it out. Well, sort of. Some days we nailed it, other days we just face planted. From a solo hustle to a full on studio, it's been quite a ride. Not a straight one, more like a winding, bumpy, totally unpredictable road. But honestly, the mistakes, the weird turns, the random pauses, they've taught us more than what milestones could ever. And now we're thinking ahead, not just about tomorrow's project, but the next 15 or maybe even the next 50. So let's rewind a bit. Let's revisit where we started, laugh at some things, reflect on others, and maybe figure out what comes next. Because this journey, it's still unfolding. So you've all heard of inception, right? And probably seen it. The seed that gets planted. Some ideas take months of planning and preparation. Well, Studio Osmosis actually wasn't one of those. It all started with a conversation, no grand strategy, just a spark. Maybe it was young blood, maybe a little naive, but full of attitude and heart. We didn't have a blueprint, but we had a name and a feeling. We raised a toast to an idea that hadn't even taken its first step. And then we said what every designer says when they're about to do something crazy. Why not? Let's do it. And just like that, Studio Osmosis was born. Not out of a business plan, but out of belief. A belief that something different was possible. And that was enough to begin, really. And believe it or not, we actually got our first client while we were working in the US. We ended up designing a store in Varanasi, sitting there, and eventually we did about 8 or 9 stores for them in the coming years. So really, the beginning, how and where did we really start? It's different how one does it in today's times. Every move, every vision, every aspect, every bit of marketing is almost pre-planned, right? Or maybe, or even considered a disaster if you are not doing it while starting up. Well, for us, we didn't learn to swim by standing at the shore. We just jumped into the ocean and then figured out the waves. It is scary, right? Absolutely. But guess what? You learn to swim with the sharks. And that's how we started. No perfect timing, no safety net, no plan B. Just the first step. Some may think it's a tad bit late when we were 32 to start, and we just moved back to India after about 7 years of the booming Indian market and right into a global slump. But again, every person has their own journey. The first plunge, and it's never too late. And if there is one thing these 15 years have taught us, it's this. You show up every single day with conviction, with energy, with focus. Set a small target and some more, and then relentlessly, stubbornly work your way forward. That's how you start, right? That's how you grow. And it was all just a belief, really. When you're starting out, it's a lot. Seriously. You walk out of college thinking, cool, I've got the skills, I've got the theory, I'm all ready and, all set, and I'm a great designer. And then real life is like plot twist. It's a whole different game out there. But you keep your eyes on the goal. You figure out things one drawing at a time, one site visit at a time, and one late night at a time. And here's the thing, it's not just about you believing in yourself. Sometimes it's about that one person, that one client, that one mentor, that one believer who bets on the underdog, right? Who says, go for it. That encouragement, that tiny nudge, it keeps you going. It stretches your limits and quietly shapes your story. And that's what belief really looks like, being authentic, honest, and genuine. That's what's important. And we really got lucky with the people we met. I think our client from 15 years ago still call us today, recommend us, talk to us. We worked with a restaurateur about 10 years ago, and it so happened that we ended up doing 9 projects with them in the next, so many years. So I think it's really something that you grow together. It's about the relationships that you build along the way. The partnership. So a lot of people know that Samir, my partner, is also a partner at home and work. So what is it like building a business with your partner? It's kind of a roller coaster. Exciting, scary, occasionally stomach churning, but mostly an incredible ride. Sure, we've had our squabbles, okay, maybe more than a few. You could call them disagreements, misaligned ideas, flat out fights even. But here's the thing, your partner will always be your toughest critique. They're the one who will cheer you the loudest when you create something amazing, and they're also the first one to say, hey, you can do better. Being co-founders, a couple, and a parents of a teenager has now taught us so much about trust, timing, and teamwork. We've grown stronger because we've learned how to fail, rebuild, and dream big together. But let's be honest, that doesn't mean we always see eye to eye. I still hold on to my views, and yes, we still have a fair share of arguments. And do we take these home? Well, we used to, but I think we still do. But frankly, I think our clients consider this partnership and these fights actually as our USP. Because you know what? They get 2 brains, 2 viewpoints for literally hiring one firm. So, our mantra, really, what we've realized, it's about listening and storytelling. I think the best designs really come from listening and not trying to prove something. We used to think that great design always starts with those bold sketches and bold ideas and then sticking to them, But over the years, we've realized the best designs actually start with listening. Not just to a brief or a mood board, but to the story behind the space. Because every space should feel like somebody else's story, lived in, layered, and real. When we try to stop proving ourselves and start understanding others, design becomes meaningful. That's when ego steps out and authenticity walks in. Today, we believe every project should begin with the client's story and end with our design guiding it forward. And honestly, that's what makes it worthwhile, right? So this one, we've all done that. The yes man and woman, and the art of saying no. When we started, we had no grand plan, just hunger. Hunger to work, to get noticed, to do. Hunger is a great thing until it's not.
Inherits Japan's craft.
Okay. Initially, we became the yes man and the yes woman. Yes to projects, yes to timelines, yes to everything. And then came the chaos. We made mistakes, we learned, sometimes the hard way. If there's one thing we'd really like to change, it's learning to pause before we say yes. Now we are more intentional. We assess the project, the client personalities. We connect with them, the first few meetings, the timelines, the design briefs, and the commitments. We've learned to manicure our turf and play the game our way. And having mentors, including the one you live and work with, keeps that balance, right? The yin, the yang, and an occasional firm no. I think it eventually comes down to collaborations. It really takes a team to conquer a city. And while we may secretly dream of doing just that, one thing's clear. Collaboration is the heart of great design. When you have a vision and a collaborator who gets it, who help you brings it to life, magic happens. So obviously, we're not a one-person army. We're a studio powered by talented people working across offices, sites, and factories day in and day out. And that's how it comes together. Because when you really zoom out, the I is just an idea, but the we, that's the force behind it all. We're deeply grateful with everyone who's been part of this journey, and we're always excited to welcome those who bring new eyes, new energy, and new stories to the table. I think the previous panel discussion, we were talking so much about design and design style, and what we've realized is that our design style will evolve, and that's a good thing. It's okay if we design something 7 years back and it doesn't feel like us anymore. That's not failure, it's only growth. ये मेरा वाला green नहीं है, तो क्या? There's always another one, right? Growth means change. Change means letting go, being open to your own perceptions. We've learned that resisting it only narrows the vision. Over time, even though we've dipped into trends here and there, we've kept carving our own voice, our own rhythm, one space, one project at a time. Our design style isn't frozen in time. It's a reflection of who we are becoming, not who we were. Over the years, we've realized the importance of the beautiful word therav, or restraint, in our design language, yet always making sure every space is an emotion and a representation of the client's or the user's personality. And honestly, that's evolution. That's what keeps it exciting. I think you all agree we are creatives, but that's not enough. We're all actually business owners. Design, that's the only thing we knew. That's all we wanted to really do, right? We were taught to dream, began turning those dreams into spaces. But no one told us that being a designer also meant, well, everything else. Finance, operations, business development, HR, PR, systems, and yes, now even social media. None of it came naturally to us, and no one really taught us any of that in college, or pretty much anywhere, but every bit of it really matters. We've made peace with the spreadsheets, and in fact, we've become decent at the documentation too. We've realized that creative freedom isn't built on imagination, it's built on financial clarity and operational clarity. And in the end, it's not just a studio, but a business that needs to sustain itself to do the amazing work that one cannot without worrying about the finances. Are we there yet? Maybe not. But we're getting closer with every design, every project, every lesson. Mistakes, all of us know that. Learning from our mistakes, they are not detours, they are actually teachers. We've learned to stay open, adapt, and sometimes let the accidents lead. Because building a space, it's like assembling a machine. One small glitch and everything can go haywire. Over time, we've accepted that nothing is in our control, but backup plans, quick thinking, and calm minds. That's how the real deal happens. All is well has become our daily mantra. We've also learned that being a designer is just one part of the job. We are part-time therapists, negotiators, vasuli men and women, firefighters, and full-time project managers. In design, flexibility isn't just a skill, it's a survival tactic. This one, I think you learn, your name on the door really doesn't make you a leader, your behavior does. Leadership isn't a name tag on a visiting card. Real leadership is quiet, it is earned. It's when you take ownership, not just of work, but of the people. It's when you find solutions and not just highlight problems. When you lift those who work with you and stay open to learning from them too. It isn't about ego, it's about stepping in, rolling up your sleeves, and doing what needs to be done. It's standing by your team, especially when things go sideways. If our people feel safe, seen, and challenged, then we're doing something right. Team osmosis, as we like to call it. We're proud of it, and we've been lucky. Over the years, we've had some incredible people walk through our doors, each one helping us build this place brick by brick, sketch by sketch. And yes, everyone sketches here. Call us old school, but we believe design flows straight from your mind to your fingertips. But obviously, we balance that with tech, training, and teamwork. We laugh, we disagree, and we grow together. But if there's one rule we swear by, hire for attitude, train for skill. That's how you build something that lasts. And yes, we've been from eras that have gone from drafting boards to AI prompts, long distance calls to broadband, first ever email to WhatsApp chat groups, floppy disks to cloud. We've seen it all. And we've learned that change is the only constant. And instead of fearing and resisting the technology, it's best to stay ahead of it. All these AI assisted visuals in the presentation are proof enough. Well, as long as we don't miss the human touch, the thinking, technology can only assist us and not take our minds over. And 15 years on, where do we really get this inspiration and the aspiration? Well, you may ask, what keeps us going? For Sameer and me, both being the work and home partner, the binding factor is travel, 25 years of it. It makes us emote, think, argue, inspire, question, dream, and so much more. It also helps us understand our own version of luxury and what's our interpretation of space, time. And then, back to reality, how we like it, the simple things in life. 15 years later, and we are still designing, dreaming, learning, building, not just spaces, but emotions and experiences by listening and feeling. We've evolved, just not our design style, but also how we lead, build, and collaborate. Because great design isn't just about how it looks, it's about how it feels. It's about the stories, the people, and the purpose. So our studio is really the sum of every person, every lesson, every risk that we've taken, and honestly, that's really the most meaningful thing that we've ever built. I hope these reflections are relatable to many over here, and maybe the young ones get inspired a little bit and find their own path and their own journey, whatever the age and time. I'm gonna just leave you with a little visual, and that's it.